Just give one moment.
It's streaming.
Yeah, it's showing up. Yeah, here we go. Let's see. All right, hold on one moment. Okay. Hey guys, welcome. It's Gina here and Sarah, and we are here to just jump on and have a conversation around the art of happiness in relationships and creating a foundation, a solid foundation within. So I'm Gina Cassano. Some of you know me. I am a transformation coach and a relationship strategist and founder of Mindshift Coaching Services. And this is my friend and fellow coach, Sarah. Sarah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes. Oh, I always love your title every time we have this chat. We've had this chat before, but yeah, if you don't know me, I am Sarah Vandister. I'm always doing live, so hopefully you're not living under a rock and you haven't seen me. But if not, I am Sarah Vandister. I am a personal growth and happiness coach. My company is Living Happy. And that's what I do. I'm kind of, I don't know if I can qualify myself, but, kind of the queen of happiness is understanding, creating that solid foundation that, we're kind of going to be talking about today.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So awesome. Sarah and I work very closely together. Like I said, not only are we coaches, but we are friends and we support each other.
Yeah.
And so we just thought it would be really great to start a conversation around what it means to be happy in our relationship. So where does happiness come from? What it means? What does it look like? And then what does it look like in our relationships? Starting with the relationship with ourselves. So we're streaming live on Facebook. We are on Zoom. My internet connection is very spotty, so I apologize. And just try to follow along. But, we're here. Join us in the comments. I see a bunch of people on. Robin, awesome. Carrie, Annette, William. There's several people on. So thank you for joining.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
So Sarah, I thought we would start with, tell us about happiness and what it means to you.
Oh my gosh. Well, it has completely changed, my entire life. And, I believe, and one of my kind of taglines is, it is the source of our personal power, is to feel happiness within ourselves, true happiness, true everyday happiness. And, if people know me, they know me because I am a meditation fanatic. And I really believe that connecting to who we are, quieting our minds allows us to really connect to what already is within us. And that is that true, joy and happiness that we were kind of born to have. So creating that solid foundation is really what I guess I do. I help people find, I guess you can kind of classify it like that for sure. Does that make sense? Is that
makes sense to me? It makes perfect sense to me. What about you guys who are listening in and joining? And if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay and let us know. But let us know, what do you believe? What does happiness mean to you?
Yeah. And my definition of happiness definitely has changed, because I was one of those people probably 5 years ago that I believed that exterior things outside of myself was what I thought was going to create happiness, having a ton of money, having, another, outfit, drinking alcohol, whatever it is, or over exercising was really where I was trying to find that, the temporary happiness. But now my foundation is so solid that I'm able to feel it, the majority of my life. And when I don't, because we are hashtag human, when I don't, yeah, believe it or not,
we are.
And when I don't, I know the tricks to get back into alignment, so much faster. I actually just did a live in my Happiness Accountability Alliance, which we'll talk about in a second, about how actually I was feeling really a ton of emotion on Monday, on Sunday and Monday. And so the whole live was about how, the 3 peacefully powerful steps to get back into that alignment.
I can't wait to see that live. I have not yet seen it.
Yeah, I know you're in
there. We will post a link in the chat once this is over to her group, and it's free to join, right? It's a community group. It's free to join, but it's a private group.
Yes, it's a private group. Only private people are allowed to come into there.
And what I love about the group, because I'm a member, is that, as coaches and what you do is you create a very safe environment for people to share. And, that's part of what we do. We create a safe environment for people to share so they can be vulnerable, and actually we can help them peel back the layers and uncover their true self, right? The authentic part of who you are is not always how you're showing up every day. And you create that space in a private community, and we'll put the link in there. So it's a lot of fun. You've done some really cool things and videos. The topics are amazing.
No, it's so much fun because I realize that part of my happiness, which, your happiness affects, all areas, and your specialty is, relationships. And, but I notice when I started to get more connected with myself, every single area of my life completely shifted. And especially in, my relationship shifted within myself, and therefore it is shifted into the people that I was allowing in my life, stepping over that boundary and allowing to come into my life. So I feel like, this is the beginning. And, with what you do, I love, tell me how you define it, because I always love that line that you use. You are a,
what line?
Well, sorry about what you do. You're
okay.
Strategist. Sorry, what line?
It's such a part of me. I don't remember, So as a transformation coach, I'm an expert in mindset, habit, and behavior change. And my core focus is relationships, but it's not just intimate relationships. It's really, my focus is on relationships with anyone and everyone, including yourself. And a part of my focus is I work with leaders who struggle in their relationships, and I help them connect. And that means, connect with their home life, their family, or their friends, right? The people that are important to them. And also I help them connect at work, right? Because why I chose leaders is I was a business coach in a software technology company, and I was coaching leaders and teams on how to become high performing and more collaborative. And what I found is those people that were having struggles at home were also having challenges at work and showing up, because you take you everywhere you go, right? And so a part of that, and this is where it comes to the relationship with yourself first and then others, is it's learning about yourself. It's learning about who you are, who you want to be, how you show up, the circle of people that surround you, right? What does your environment look like? Because how you show up also depends on your environment, right? Your physical environment, right? Which is why I'm, in my hometown where I grew up, living on the beach, where I grew up, because that's my peaceful place. I create an environment to make sure that I am grounded and that I'm always showing up for myself first and others.
Is that your dog in the background?
And that's my dog. Who's pupping it.
He's happy. But I wanted to kind of ask you, because I'm always so interested. But when you start working with somebody, what on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, super unhappy, to 10, like jumping out of their skin, what do you notice where people come in to work with you? I mean, are they connected to themselves, or are they the way that I was, that are kind of using other things outside of who they are in order to feel happy? So on a scale of 1 to 10, would you say, on average?
So 10 being
jumping out of their skin happy.
I would say that it depends. Most people are certainly below a 5.
Mm-hmm.
And also don't recognize that their unhappiness is within.
Yeah,
what they
right.
see is that it's in everything that surrounds them.
Mm-hmm.
But that comes from who you are within,
Yes.
right? Because we know, because we've done a lot of work on ourselves. We've been through, toxic relationships. We've been through turbulent experiences in life. We've been through challenges, and we know what it takes to feel and show up and be grounded and really truly be happy.
Yeah. But that's so interesting, because I did this live last night about, the 3 peacefully powerful steps to get back in alignment. And what I notice is, in my group, I'm always like posting things, and I do Tune In Tuesdays, where we kind of tune in. And what I notice is, like, the people that make the comments are only saying, oh, I'm a 9.5 and I'm a 9. And I think that that's wonderful, but we also have to learn how to be vulnerable and say, you know what, I'm having a pretty shitty day and I really need some support, because there's so many. And I used to be one of those that I'm like, oh no, I'm good, I don't need any help. And so therefore you don't tell people that you're feeling like maybe a 4 or a 5, because it's almost like, embarrassing. I don't know why, but people always want to be like, oh, I'm good, I'm great, I'm fine, rather than, and when people ask me, and if and I tell them, I'm really struggling today. I'm really, Monday I was like reaching out, and I was having a really, heavy day, let's say. But it was because something was coming through. But do you notice that people don't, they don't tell you how they actually are feeling? They just want you to know, I'm fine, I'm good. Do you notice that?
Always. Because I'll tell you why. It's viewed as a weakness. Society believes it's a weakness to be vulnerable and to ask for help, when in fact, those of us, and I say us because we've gone through it, and we still have stuff, right? There's always something.
It's like whack-a-mole.
Work to do, right? It's not in here, but we show up and we ask for support. And on Monday, I was there because you said, I'm struggling here. And I've done the same for you. Like, I've called you and said, hey, I'm struggling, and we've connected and we talk through it, and that's what we do. But we know that that's the only way to move forward, is to say, hey, I need help, or I'm struggling, I need support. It's not a weakness, it's a strength, and it's super courageous.
Yeah. And on top of that is the only way that we're going to get through it is if we allow it to come in, and we look at it, we notice it. I think Monday I must have sat in meditate. On meditation, I do completely in silence. And what happens is I'm able to recognize whatever it is that is coming up, and I allow it to be there. Because if we don't do that and we just kind of push it away, it's going to keep popping up again.
Right. And that's what happens. And that, that comes into,
excuse me.
Bless you. That comes into struggling. And it also, I'm just going to tap on this because it seems to be a theme this week, is, allowing ourselves to feel whatever it is, whether it's feeling whatever struggle we're happening, that's happening in our life at that moment, or if it's feeling, grieving for the loss of a relationship or a pet, or a family member, a friend, or a loss of a job, a career, whatever it is, right? There's a grief process. And so many times it's like, we don't give ourselves permission to feel. So, a part of the transformation process is step back, pause, give yourself some space, let go, right? Yeah. What are the things that you actually need to let go of? In order to create space so you can feel emotionally free and move forward.
I love that, because I know as a coach, I understand that those are kind of the processes of, letting go. But what do people do is they get their Band-Aids out, their little Band-Aids, and they put it over the wound. And because it's, I get it, it's uncomfortable to feel those emotions that we just want to cover up. Everybody wants to feel happy. We want to feel that lightness. I talk about heavy and living heavy and light. And when but because we're in this society of quick fix, we don't want to go into the feeling that is going to get us to the magic of the other side of happiness. And this is, it can, affect relationships for sure, because then we are tell me if this resonates with you, is that we almost, like, if we're not feeling, real, true, deep happiness within, we use relationships and people to help us, make us feel better. So it's almost like we're putting the responsibility on somebody else. Does that,
oh yeah,
do you find that to be true?
Oh yeah, it's everyone else's fault why we're not happy. Absolutely.
Yeah. Or we see somebody else that's happy and we are like, oh, well, maybe they can fix me or make me better.
Or how dare they be happy?
Yeah.
Right? It's the envy, the jealousy,
the sabotage.
And the sabotage, because it's not about the other person and hurting them because they're happy. It's about, I'm not happy, right? Or the person not being happy and seeing someone else. It's like pouring salt in a wound.
Yeah.
To them, but in reality, it's not about the person that they're feeling jealousy towards. It's about their own life. Yeah. It's never about you. It's always about the person.
Yeah, that's, I mean, this is because I'm such a geek about this and about thoughts and really understanding. I could talk to you about this forever. But so I wanted to ask you is how like if somebody came to you and maybe was having trouble either at their work or so how do you actually create the process of transformation with your coaching?
Well, the first thing is we have to uncover where they are now in their present life, at home and at work, right? Because I like to uncover everything. What is this like? What is that like? Tell me about what you experience, right? Tell me about the other relationships in your life. And then what is it that you want, right? Because there's a gap there. It's here you are, this is what you want. And there are all these obstacles and challenges that are in the way. And sometimes when you're in it, you don't know how to overcome them.
Yeah.
And that's where coaching comes in. It's to create an awareness, to help you create an awareness. And this is just part of it, the support, the accountability, the safe space, all this other stuff, being vulnerable, holding space. It's about showing up and really being vulnerable and saying, hey, this is where I am. This is what I want. And these are all the things that are stopping me. And it could be you're not feeling well. So it could be a health issue, right? If you're not feeling well, you're not going to show up. So let's, as a health coach, life coach, transformation coach, mastery coach, all these certifications that we have, we went through the same programs, right? We've done a lot of work. We've invested a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy, a lot of effort on becoming a support system for others. And we know what it takes, and we've been there, so we can show up, empathize, and also call bullshit when we hear it and see it, right? Because as a coach, I'm gonna hold you accountable, right? That's what I'm here for. If you become a client of mine, I'm gonna hold you accountable because I'm not gonna tell you what I think you want to hear. Right?
And it's the accountability piece. I was just actually talking to somebody about this, is the difference is when you start something, and sometimes, I mean, how many of us have like started something, you're so excited for the first 2 weeks, and then you kind of like peter out and then you stop. And what's different is with coaches is, is you allow, or we hold our clients accountable for, showing up and making sure that, you are on the right path when you start going off a little bit. I mean, for me, how I have gotten to the place that I am, connected to who I am, and, you know, feeling this happiness the majority of my time, is I've had a ton of people holding me accountable. I have a personal trainer, I have a dietitian, I have, you know, I have a mentor, I have a business coach, and I have a regular. So all these people, you know, help me stay accountable and on track. I just don't think people really understand that. In order to get there, it takes a freaking village.
It does take a
You know,
village.
doesn't it? It takes a village.
Because we get in our own way.
Yeah.
We're so used to, you know, listen, we know this, and not everyone knows this, but we know that who we are today and how we're showing up is based on all these beliefs that we learned from our experiences since childhood, in utero, even in utero, right? And so it does matter. It will affect you. If you don't, if you choose, because it's a choice, right? If you choose not to get support or get help, what's at risk is you continuing on the path that you are, which is fine if you're okay with that, right? Because we know as coaches, you have to be, the people have to be open and coachable. You have to be open and ready for change, right?
And yeah.
And so that's what we do. We hold them accountable. And we've done it. You know, I have a business coach, I have a personal coach, I have a life coach, I have like all these coaches.
but I want to go back, because I loved what you said, is that, you know, I know that that our population, that people are only living 60% of the actual potential that they have inside, whether it's happiness, whether it's empowerment, whether it's we're because of fear, and that's what I'm doing in my masterclass today, which is good. Because of fear, or feeling stuck, or being afraid, or whatever it is, whatever story that you're getting hung up on, is what is preventing you from being that highest version of who you are. And it's just like, oh my God. I mean, I was one of those 60%ers. You know, I'm like, okay, well, this is fine. You know, I'm okay with this. But actually, I know that I'm almost, you know, right at the potential that I want to be, because now there's nothing blocking me. There's no thoughts. There's, you know, no limitations, scarcity. I just don't believe in any of that anymore, which has taken me a while, because it's work. It's not a happy pill. So yeah. So does that make sense?
Yeah. It's a lot of work, and you showed up for yourself, because that's what you need to do. You have to want it, and you have to be open and ready.
Yeah.
Right. And fear, I'll tell you, 99.9% of the people that I work with, and those that I've heard, is I'm scared of, what will they think? What will they say? How will that work? Like, it's all these what ifs, but what if I can't? What if I fail? What will they think? Who cares?
But it's an illusion that
It is.
we're just
belief that you created, and the beliefs that you created, Sarah, about yourself took years and years and years, decades, right?
Well, 52 years. So
so it took a long time for you to build up these beliefs, these limiting beliefs. And then all of a sudden we get here and we're like, okay, you know, we're going to get some help with some support, and we expect it to change overnight. No, it doesn't work that way, which is why our programs are lengthy, because it takes time, right? If you really want to be successful, you have to put the work in.
Yeah. So the whole point, all you viewers out there, is
people listening in. Yeah.
What's that? Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know why I can't see on my end, but you know, this session, I guess you can call it, is all about understanding and you know, really securing that solid foundation. Solid foundation is connecting to yourself to create the happiness that you want to take within your relationships, within your whatever. I just, everything starts with this connection to who you are. That's where it starts. And then it overflows into all the other areas and to the other people in your life, because that's just what you know, all this happiness that I'm feeling is affecting, you know, everybody else in my life.
And now you show up feeling grounded.
Yeah.
Right? At peace. And so I posted a comment in the chat what is grounding or being grounded mean to you guys out there listening in? And what does it feel like, right? You know, for you, Sarah, what does, right? Because we have to ground ourselves to build this solid foundation. It's about grounding. It's about being even key, like really stable and knowing what we want, and the how will come, but just being confident and comfortable in our own skin. So what does, you know, being grounded mean to you, and what does it feel like for you?
So this is so interesting because with some other coaching friends, I've been really doing a lot of work, and grounding to me means trusting myself and feeling completely that I'm making all my decisions. It feels good because everything that we do is a feeling, and it feels good. So therefore, if it feels good, we're taking the time to quiet so we recognize what the feeling is in our bodies. And if it feels light, if it feels in alignment, then we know that we're trusting ourselves, and this is what we get to do, rather than having somebody tell us that, oh no, you should do it that way. And what if we are all living in the belief of somebody else's vision for us? And that's what we normally are doing. And this is when we start like, this doesn't feel right, but we do it because we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, or we need validation, or, you know, we feel guilty. We don't want to, you know, so I would definitely say grounding definitely means to feel, to trust, and to feel like what you're deciding to do is perfect for you, not for anybody else, but for you. What about you?
I love that. It's right for you. Yeah. And a part of, so for me, it's grounding. It's feeling the confidence in knowing what you want and learning how to set healthy boundaries. So feeling comfortable in a sense of like, these are my boundaries and they're non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Right.
But
This is how I'm going to show up. And this is what I'm willing to let in. Right. And if it doesn't feel right, I can tell you the former me would do it because I wanted to make other people happy. That was how I showed support. But that's not it. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
And it took a lot to get through that, right? It's setting boundaries for yourself.
Yeah.
And feeling comfortable with that.
Yeah. And it's so interesting how the majority, and I was one of those, I remember, I'm definitely recovering from it, but how we always put other people's needs, other people's happiness, other people's everything in front of ours. And therefore we're depleted. We are stressed out. We feel guilty. We feel obligated. And this is when, what I'm finding is, this is when, you know, people feel like they have everything, but there's just one thing that is missing, and that is the connection to self. I was one of them. All this stuff that I'm saying, it's not, I'm trying to, you know, this is everything that I coach is what I've been through my life.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And, you know, me too, right? Because how we got here, how we became coaches is because we had enough. This is not the life. This is not what we want to be experiencing. And I know for me, it was like, okay, something's got to give, you know, like I want to be able to show up the way I want to show up and it be okay. And so I quit my corporate job and started my own business.
Yeah.
And I get to do it the way I do. What I did was, and what I didn't always have, was I took a chance on me. I invested in me, right? I knew that I wasn't going to fail, but it didn't mean that everything I tried was going to work out right.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And I got to a point where I was okay with that, right? You have to be okay with, it's not a failure. It's okay. I tried that. It didn't work out. I'm going to try something else. Right. And not worrying about what other people say and feel and think as much, right? Because we're a society of tiptoeing around, who's going to be offended. No, this is what's right for me. And this is what I need. And it's okay if it's not right for you, right? We don't have to connect that way.
Yeah.
Right. The people, and this is what we talk about, the people that are listening to this conversation right now, and some of which are engaging, right?
I can't see on my end.
Yeah. And so some of which you could go back and reply to the comments if you can't see, but you know, I totally lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
And that happens. And that's a part of, here's my vulnerability, right? I am a human.
Oh my God. I'm always like, okay, what was I saying? Okay. Yeah, that's okay.
It's totally
but yeah, I mean, I love how, you know, this is in alignment. What, you know, what you do, what we do, what I do is completely in alignment. You know, we are all about setting healthy foundations, whether it be in relationships, whether it be, you know, about your own inner happiness. It is all connected, because when we can create this, it's almost like building a house. You know, you're not going to build a house on a weak foundation, you know, because obviously it'll implode. So same thing with human beings. We need to start from a solid foundation and build up, so that we can overflow into, you know, overflow our happiness or whatever into all areas of our life. So this isn't the last video you're going to see of us. We're going to be doing, you know, a series of these, because I think that this is, you know, I don't know how many parts it's going to be, but this is part one of, you know, really understanding that our happy foundation starts from within. And, you know, being able to integrate self-love, integrate, you know, whatever it is that you want in your life. But first, like you had said, we need to learn to, you know, we need to learn what to let go of, because sometimes we have no idea. I mean, it's just like, it's like this like swirl of clutter in your mind. And we sometimes don't even know what beliefs are ours and what beliefs belong to people, you know, that we've grown, you know, a family of origin. So this is going to be one of many parts, I guess you could say. I know you're going to be away for 2 weeks, but you know whenever we can get back, I don't think we have a time. But this is going to be an ongoing series of, you know, the art of happiness and what is
we're going to be doing pop-ups. We're just going to do pop-ups. You know, you see pop-up concerts or bands, and we're going to be pop-up live videos and
pop-up lives,
happiness and relationships, right? And so I just want to jump over to the comments and read off some of the things that we've got.
Oh, that'd be great.
There's a ton of people who've been here, who are still here.
I'm here all by myself. I can't.
You are not here. I'm with you. All right. So we have, let's see some of the comments we have. Happiness is a state of mind. Absolutely, Carrie. It's a mindset, right? That's why my business, Mind Shift, you have to change your mindset, shift your mindset, your beliefs, the beliefs that are limiting that you learned through your experiences, and create new ones. You got to let go so you can create space to create new beliefs. And that's when things really start to shift. And then we have, happy to see you together tonight. From
it was, oh, thank you.
Nikki, and then Nikki from the UK. We settle all the time. We do. That's the culture. It's got to be good enough. Yeah. And it doesn't have to happen that way.
And remember, I mean, sometimes I have so much, you know, on my absolutely fantastic days, I have so much energy because I'm so excited and it feels so good and it feels so light. And when we are feeling so happy, we're just so energized with, you know, I don't know, it's nature, or I don't know what it is, but sometimes I just have so much energy. But so many people settle for mediocre. And it just is like, guys, oh my God, there's so much more that we can be connected to when we go inside, when we quiet, when we start integrating self-love and, you know, really bringing in what we actually want and, you know, what makes us joyful. Because we're not living like that.
Listen, I used to settle.
Oh, I'm a recovering settler.
I'm a recovering settler. I no longer settle, right? There's a difference between good enough and settling in your life and relationships. And there's a difference between good enough and perfectionism in a video like we're doing, or a workshop that we're hosting, or a conversation. Like, there's a difference, right? It's not have to be perfect, but we don't need to settle in our personal lives or our business. Like, we don't need to settle.
we'll be talking about that tonight in my grid.
That's a whole nother,
is just fear.
Here's another comment from Nikki Geaches. I've noticed a magnetism that draws me in a certain direction. It feels comfortable and it involves less thinking. It is a response from a single thought, not overthinking. It always feels good. Yeah, absolutely. We overthink. We tend to overthink. Well, is this good enough? What will they happen? What will they say? What will they do? What will they do? What will I say? Like, stop. Just stop.
Yeah, but
let it go.
Yeah, I guess who
let it go.
That is just ego. That is our critter brain. That is that, you know, whenever we get quiet and we get connected to who we truly are, it's death to those old stories that we keep holding on to. So it's death to the ego, death to those old stories. So ego is going to come in and try to like, oh, no, you want to keep thinking all these thoughts so that ego stays alive, if that makes sense.
We have another, yeah, absolutely. Our ego gets in the way and we need to let that go, right?
Yeah.
If you're carrying around an ego, that's going to stop you. Certainly stop you from having deep and meaningful relationships, from being happy and grounded. Like, it will stop you. It will. Yeah. Here's another comment from Josie. Oh, Nikki says, loving these conversations. Thank you. Josie. Hey, Josie. She says, that's my problem, learning to let go of certain things. Yeah, well, it's an art.
It is a complete art. But first, I'm sorry, I'm getting all carried away here. I'm going to be so like, wow,
get animated. You're passionate. This is important.
Everything that we feel in our body is a feeling. And where does that feeling come from? It comes from here. And when you can start shutting down the noise, quieting the noise, that's when we learn which it's like organizing, you know, I don't know what's a good thing that, but it's like clearing the clutter so we can see what thoughts are keeping us from connecting to who we are. They're just thoughts. I mean, I just kind of made this epiphany, you know, a couple years ago. It's just like, oh my God, it's only a thought. There's nothing there. There's nothing that can stop us, physically stop us, except for letting go of what is not creating the highest version of who we are. What no longer serves us is probably a better way. Mm-hmm. So I just had an interview this afternoon again before I came here. So I'm like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. And you know what, we've talked so much about relationships and happiness, but what I want to know for you, from you, Sarah, and let everyone else know, right? What lets you know that you're happy? What does it look like?
It 199% is a feeling. And I know what lets me know is how I feel. That's it. I mean, it is complete confidence, trust, everything. And the only thing that doesn't make me feel that way is whatever is like some little, like a little door is open in the back of and here comes ego. Like, well, are you sure? But when I'm feeling, it's doubt, right? But whenever, and then I sit with that feeling, it's all a feeling. I sit with it, and then I see you, I honor you, I know you're there, and I sit with the feeling until it's okay again. And then that's how you keep creating this energy flow through your body, is sitting with it and being okay with it. And I sit in my meditation every single morning for like an hour and 15 minutes, just if something is coming up. And definitely I was there Sunday and Monday. Oh my God. So it's just this art of letting go and deciphering what thoughts really are, creating whatever you're feeling in your body. It's living heavy and light.
Yeah.
Woo!
I just typed in a comment. What do you guys who are listening in or watching the replay comment and let us know, what do you need to let go of in your life to really find true happiness? What is it that's holding you back? What is it that's on your mind that's holding you back, that you're overthinking about? What is it that you need to let go of so you can really start experiencing life the way you want and the way you deserve?
Yeah, because we all deserve. This is how we were born. We are born joy, happy, love. And because, of all the mud that is thrown on our clean windshield, I always use that analogy, is that we can't see through to reality, because it's been covered over with everybody else's expectations and beliefs and thoughts and everything. And now I'm living a completely independent, I mean, mentally independent life, that these are my thoughts and no one else's. They'll kind of creep in once in a while, but I know now how to either let them go or, you know.
Yeah. I just typed in the comments, let us know what you guys need to let go of. And, Nikki said the outcome control. Yes. Let go of the outcome. Detach from the outcome.
Because what is the story behind the outcome? What is that story that you need to have a good outcome? Is it because you want to be validated? Is it because you're fear failure? Is it, there's a fear. Why do we attach to the outcome? And I know my outcome was all about validation. And I have done a lot of validation work. Oh my God. It's like, okay, I'm through that one. And I know there'll be, things coming up again, but what is the story on the other side of the attachment to the outcome, if that helps?
Yeah. And Josie put in a comment, let's see, in my life, it's my own insecurities and overthinking others' actions. Absolutely. And, I just want to thank everyone who's on here, who is commenting.
Yes.
And sharing some pretty vulnerable things. And we appreciate that. Right. And overthinking, insecure. We overthink, we doubt ourselves. Who taught us? Because it's learned, the behaviors are learned, right?
Yeah.
Who taught you, not you specifically, but just in general, who taught you to doubt yourself? Well, who instilled in you the belief that you might not be able to achieve or reach a goal? Who did that for you?
And so just to kind of add to that, and I love that, but sometimes we have to, when we can get quiet, we can actually hear the voice of where did that voice come from? Because we weren't born with the voice. The voice was something that we started to believe in, an instant in your life. And then you started to create that belief and identity of who you are. So think about it, get quiet. Whose voice is that created the belief that you were insecure or whatever? Whose voice is that? When was the first memory that you had that you started to believe in that? And that's what quieting your mind does, is we're like, oh, well, that doesn't belong to me. Yeah. You're looking very sultry in this lighting.
Yeah, sultry. Well, it's getting darker so quickly.
I know. Yeah, I think
that's all right. You could sort of see me.
It's good. It's because I'm just like, wah!
Yeah. A little sultry.
Yeah.
A little bright light. We're good.
Yeah, bright.
We're well balanced discussion.
Yeah, so here. It's a good, well balanced. Yeah.
We've got some more comments in here. I think I'm right. Security. Here's another one. But I find that this means we need to find meaningful values to latch onto and to take hold of. Yeah. What is the meaning you're making of it? That's exactly right. That's from Kamal. What is the meaning that you've attached to the outcome or the event, right? Because we create the meaning. So what is it to you? What if you recreate the meaning? What if it doesn't mean what you originally thought it meant?
I love that. Yeah, absolutely. It's redefining the words that have kept you stuck or that belong to other, mine was always the fear of failure. Well, I have completely renamed failure or the fear of. And when we can start renaming it the way that it actually serves us, that's when we can, have a different meaning about it.
Right. And then we have a couple more comments. Lots of action in here. I love it. Thank you guys so much. Events in my life cause these insecurities, and yes, I do know. And yeah, that's what happens is we have an event, a traumatic experience, and everything shifts. We become ungrounded. We become unsteady. We doubt everything that we've believed in, especially when there has been someone who broke a trust, right? When you believed in something and then all of a sudden it really wasn't what it seemed.
Yeah.
That's so hard, right? It's so hard to get through, but you don't have to stay there. It is possible to work through. You just have to want it right? You have to have your goals. What is it that you want? And then your
Mhm.
actions have to align with those goals.
Yeah.
If they're not aligned, they're going to miss. You're not going to get there. You'll be stuck here. So step up, step out of your comfort zone, get comfortable being uncomfortable, and take one small step, 1% action.
And get support.
Get support. Yeah.
Yeah. Get
We're
support
coaches
too.
and we are support for others, and we have support.
Yeah.
We support each other. We have other coaches that support us, and then we support, like, that's what we do. Like, we now, we are showing up and leading by example. Like, everything that we're talking to you guys about, we've been through, we've experienced, and we've worked our butts off to get through it and be in this position of, it doesn't matter. There's nothing that's going to cause me to feel unhappy or ungrounded. There are moments, there are stressful moments and events in life, but it's never going to crack my foundation.
Yeah.
Right? And that doesn't mean that that's not going to happen to others. There will be moments where it's challenging and difficult, right? And it still will not crack the foundation that I built.
If you have that solid foundation, but so many people are cracked so easily because they don't have that solid foundation, underneath of us. Yeah. I'm going to need to run soon because I have to, I'm doing my 4th session in the meditation masterclass that I need to do.
Yeah. And we went on, we're
oh my gosh,
an hour. We swore it wasn't going to be more than 30 minutes, but we just love talking.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So because this is so in alignment, and, this is something that, we could talk forever about, but we will have, I don't know if did we come up with something? I think we did, but we won't divulge exactly what it is. But, today's session was all about, the solid foundation.
Yeah.
So this is something that, I talk about in my groups. Also, as my favorite, absolute favorite is coaching one-on-one with people. I work with people 3 and 6 month, it's work. And this is what I absolutely love, to have that real connection and relationship with my clients. So CeraVWellness.com. Also, if you put my happiness group, you can kind of see me coming in. It's my Happiness Accountability Alliance, or HA.
We're going to put the links to all that in
the
comments. Once we end, you can go back and pop the link in.
And what about you? And also your links for your coaching as well, your website, because it's basically the first step is the most powerful one, and that is just to start. To do something, to jump on a call, have a discovery session, direct message. I always say, just direct message me. Let me know what your story is or where you're feeling stuck. Don't be intimidated by it, because it's just human beings talking to human beings. There's nothing there. You have the control to know where you want to go the next step. So you have complete control. This is just hearing stories. I love to hear people's stories. It's just sharing your story and seeing if there's anything that, if you're brave enough to go deeper into. That's all it is.
It's courage.
It is. It is. Well, awesome. Well, you're going to be dark any minute now.
The lights are out. Thank you guys. Thank you, Sarah. It's always a pleasure. I love spending time with you, and you guys who are engaged, who joined us live.
Awesome. And I know you're there. I'm over here and I'm like, I don't see anybody.
Yeah. Come back soon. If you're watching the replay, let us know. Ask your questions. We will continue.
And one other thing, if anybody is watching here and they know somebody that is either struggling with personal happiness or happiness in relationships, maybe share this video to those people that either Facebook or, friends or whatever, because this is how you start a movement. Is you start it in a small place and then it kind of overflows into all, people. But that's how you start a movement, is you start to, start in a small group, and then, those people tell those people, and so on and so on. Isn't there some commercial about that in the 80s? But it's just, if you know of anybody that, this could benefit, share it, share us with all your friends.
I'm also going to download it and put it on the YouTube. So it's out
Perfect.
there.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for everyone who's listened in, participating. Have a great
Thank-
day, and we will see you soon.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Gina. You're
Bye.
lovely. Thank you. Bye.